howdy. So today I finally got a chance to get around to potting all those plants in the last plant home video from Adams and Sons. But in a twist of events, I ran out of soil, which it happens. But I went down, there is a shop down Kedzie called Brew and Go. It is a shop that has all your home brewing, home aquaponics, supplies, etc., etc. But it's my favorite place to go get Coco Coir and lava rocks, what have you, because very few places actually have these bricks, and this is what I like to prefer to pot my plants in. And those who you know me, I've actually been switching all my plants in my house to Coco Coir from peat moss. That said, I've actually gotten a couple of requests and asking how I use this, what I do with it, and just some random things. So we're just going to talk about that, the process of Coco Coir, the benefits, and like some facts, what have you. But let's get to it. So Coco Coir comes in this dehydrated brick, and you gotta open it up. And all you have to do is literally you toss this brick in some water, and it expands and becomes soil. And what Coco Coir is, it is a natural byproduct of the coconut industry. It is the husk of the coconut, the shell, the inedible part, and it is ground up into pretty much dirt. And the reason why it is quite optimum to use Coco Coir is because Coco Coir is neutral in pH. Therefore, you can actually customize the Coco Coir soil to fit whichever plants you are going to pot with it. Say succulents, you can leave it completely neutral, or if you're having like, you know, tropical or a flower, you can up the nitrates, potassium, what have you with it just by with the water you use to hydrate this with. You can add your fertilizer and what you to the water before you hydrate the brick. Alright, so I got my good trusty blue bucket here, and I got 4 liters of used water from the aquarium. That's what I like to do. That's so I know that there's already nitrates, actually some traces of calcium, and then whatever minerals were in the tap water before. If you don't have an aquarium and you have fish water to use, you can use tap water, but make sure if you're using tap water and you have city water that you're dechlorinating your water before you use it, just like you would to water your plants and what have you. Also, I'm still planning on doing a water video, but that's a big topic. Anyway, let's talk about this. So I'm going to take my brick. The instructions actually say use 6 liters of water for 1 brick. I did that last time and it ended up too watery, so I'm using less water. I used another brand before and you called for this ratio, so I'm hoping that this ratio will work for this brand as well, considering it's the same size brick, just different brand name. But also, you know, experiment. If you do it and yours ends up too wet, you can actually just strain the water out. Or if you end up yours is too dry, just add more water. Simple, easy peasy. So I'm gonna drop that in. Also, I will note, be careful which way you put it in the water. I have heard the brick expands sometimes and will get stuck in the bucket and the insides won't necessarily get hydrated just because it's expanded to a certain width and can't go any further. But that's why I like to take a chopstick and just keep turning it. It usually only takes a half hour tops. I leave it overnight. This is it, absorbing water. Super fascinating. You can see it. I'm just going to flip it over so you can see. Just keep turning it. Falls apart. Wash my hand off. Gross. And while I got that hydrating right now, I'm going to throw some sustainability facts at you. And I'm going to talk about the difference between Coir and the regular peat soil you can get from the store. The reason being, peat is actually made from bogs, and they harvest bogs, grind them up, and then turn them into the peat, which you know as soil. That meaning peat is a non-renewable resource, unfortunately, and lots of bogs are being depleted just because of this resource. Whereas Coir is a natural byproduct of the coconut industry, which is food. So we're already always growing coconut. There's a mass amount of coconuts, there's a mass amount of Coir that they have to deal with. Coir is not only benefiting the environment by taking the byproduct of an industry that would just be taken to, say, landfills, we're taking it and putting it in our plants and reutilizing it, upcycling the soil. Whereas peat mosses, we're only depleting natural bogs, natural resources, and you can't really renew those because once they're gone, they're gone. Coconuts, you keep growing coconuts. They grow like crazy in the tropics, so they say. But that said, I really want to advocate coconut coir because it is not offered in a lot of the big box stores, say Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. And they should really have this. This should really be what we need. And all you have to do is take some of this, hydrate it, mix it with take some pumice rock, take some charcoal, mix it up. You got your potty mix. Add some sand, add some rocks, and you're good to go. I find it actually stays hydrated longer than peat moss. I found my plants have rooted faster and better, and they take the nutrients a lot better as well. So I'm a huge advocate for Coir. All right, and here's that one brick that I just threw in. It is pretty much mostly hydrated, probably still some mixing. It's still pretty muddy, but I just leave it out for overnight, and a lot of those extra moisture will just evaporate it. And that one brick, see this, made 6 liters of potting medium. And all you have to do, take some of this, mix it with some sand, some pumice. You can even use perlite or vermiculite. Maybe I'll do a episode soon about perlite pumice and mixing this. But for now, this is Coir. Alright, well thanks for watching this video today, and as always, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Daddies Don't Cry, send me some pictures of your plants. What are you guys growing?